Garrett Blevins here with the first day of Cube Kingpin. I'm going to be, or at least I'm planning to run the full cycle through as it's written by Brandon Lilly. Um, Today was extremely difficult. It reminded me of why a lot of people don't power lift. I mean, this was a extremely hard day. My hands were just torn up afterwards. If you look at the exercises for the day, every single exercise is in one way or another working grip strength. So I used my straps for a couple of my later sets. I did not use it for any of my main work with the sumo deadlift, but did for the block pulls and the deficit deadlifts. I also realized that the deficit I've been working from is 4 inches, not 2 inches. I decided to measure it, so it's definitely very difficult. However, I did almost the same exact weights with the last day of my last run through the cube as the weights at the beginning of the cycle, which I did today. It just happened that the percentages were about the same when I remaxed, that this first cycle matched the last cycle. So if that's confusing, sorry, but I've done this pretty much the same workout before, and the first time I did it, it was actually harder than this. And so the only thing that really got tore up was my hands. The block pulls always feel really easy. It's almost like a break. I don't know why that is. I guess maybe it's just because I'm not used to pulling with it higher, but even with increased weight, as the programming calls for, it still feels really easy. So I may end up bumping up this number a little bit when I'm doing the block pulls. Here I'm putting on straps. You can see how long it takes me. That's because I have no clue what I'm doing with those straps, and so I'm still trying to get used to them. I'm using some Spud Ink straps that I got for Christmas. They're real thick, but I like them a lot. I found that if I go thumbs over instead of using my normal um, normal grip, putting the thumbs on the other side of the bar, it's a little bit easier. These 4-inch deficit pulls were really taxing on my back. I can't really get my hips down much lower than where they are here and be able to pull out with any power. And so there's a lot of back in this. It's almost entirely back, especially from the bottom. So I think it's going to transfer over. These sets of 4 also were hard, but I'm starting to get a little bit better at reps. I always take my breath in and out at the top, go down, and then I hold my breath at the bottom. I try not to bounce the weights as best I can so I can still get a little bit of stretch reflex since I'm not taking about 5 seconds at the bottom, but letting the weights settle on the floor. This workout was a lot of fun. What was really tiring was the assistance work, especially the 4 sets of 15 with the lat pull downs. I'm just not used to 4 sets of 15, but as I've mentioned in previous posts, I've been reading through Proverbs, and I'm almost to the end of it, but this one stuck with me. He who walks in integrity will be delivered, but he who is crooked in his ways will suddenly fall. And I thought about that in reference to powerlifting and about our form as we perform the lifts and how important being technical in the lifts is. The same is true with the Christian life. If you're not paying attention to the details, you're not walking with integrity. You've got a problem. Maybe it's a small problem. For the deadlift example, maybe it's just a slight bend in your lower back, but that could easily lead to a slip disc. And just like in the Christian life, even the smallest area of our lives that we're not paying attention to can grow into something big, and you suddenly fall. So it's good to keep an eye on ourselves and pray about it. Blessings.